Hello, Brookland Hills. This is Zach Dunivan. I'm coming at you again with another market report to kind of update you on what's going on. I'm sure you've all noticed there's been a lot more homes hit the market here very recently in the neighborhood. So I'm going to go through these analytics and let you know kind of what the market's doing and maybe answer a few questions when it comes to the NAR recent settlement. Basically in the new changes coming down from the Department of Justice when it comes to real estate. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in here. So I'm going to bring you over here. Go ahead and pull up what I'm working on here just to show you. Wrong one. Here we go. All right, guys. So we're looking at Brookland, Arkansas as a whole. Okay. Now we are still in a seller's market, meaning that there's only 3.9, less than 4 months of inventory. Meaning if no other home went on market, in less than 4 months, there's not going to be any homes left for sale in the Brookland area. Okay. With that being said, we're looking at the homes that are being listed. They are being listed a little bit higher than what they're actually worth or what a buyer is considering paying for them, which is about 98.5% of what they're listed for. So as an example, if they're listed at $200,000, that means they're selling for about that 198. Getting under contract for 198, 197, somewhere right in there, right? And if your home is listed right now and it has not, had any offers, any showings, or you might be in that category being a little bit too high. And because there's a lot more houses out there, there is definitely more competition. With that being said, it's still a seller's market. We're still well below what people, previous years, pre-COVID, years. So buyers have a little bit more choices. At the same time, it is definitely a little bit more difficult for a buyer to purchase a home right now with interest rates being, between 6.5% and 7.5%. That makes a huge difference whenever homes were being sold 2 years ago for premiums. Home prices have come down a little bit only because comparables, when a house is appraised, these houses are only appraised, using the most current market data. So we only go back 1 year. There's only 1 year spanned right there where they're going to go back and those are the bank appraisers and look at it. So all those houses that sold for years, like there's no way that these houses are selling for this. Well, they did sell for that, $155, $160 a foot, in Brookland Hills. Now we're conservatively seeing them come down because those comparables, are over a year old now, so they're only using the most recent data, and we're sticking right around that 150 per square foot for the newer homes anyway. So as you can see here, 35 days on the market from the time that hits the market, you should be able to sell that home very quickly. It's there's plenty of buyers out there right now that are looking. We're well within. We're in the summer now, so we're well past the spring market, and houses are moving. Okay. If it hasn't moved, you might consider lowering your price just to be more accommodating to those buyers that are looking. Okay. Because for one, they're still needing to keep a payment, right? They can only afford so much per month. Whereas when you purchase that home, your interest rates, I'm sure, is a whole lot lower than what they are right now. So keep that in mind when you're negotiating. So as we scroll down here a little bit further, you can see the average new listings is just over 310,000. That's listing, okay? And a lot of these are new construction, all right? About 161 a foot. Again, that's new. Most of those are new construction homes. Not all of them, but how I said before, I think there's a lot of agents out there that are pricing their homes based off of old data, and we're looking at, they're trying to stay around that 160. Really and truly, they need to drop that down to about 155, 160. I'm sorry, 150. That's the range that you really need to be in. So I'm curious to see how long these homes are actually going to sit on the market, being that the average is 161 per square foot. Okay. With that being said, the new construction homes, they do have comps for those. They will appraise. However, when we're talking about homes that are, not new construction, and you're the first owner or maybe the second owner or whatever, really take a look at the comps in the area. Ask your realtor. I'm happy to help any way that I can, ethically and legally. With that being said, definitely talk to your realtor. They need to be educated on this as well. I'm sure they are. Hopefully they are. So right now, the active listings in Brookland as a whole you've got 40 properties, right? And this is active, which means, out of these 40, the average is that they've been on market for 100 or for 57 days. That's not terribly long, considering that, in 3.5 months, everything will be sold, or just under 4 months, with an average of 157. Okay, like again, I think they might be a little high, but we'll see. Time will tell on that one. As you can see here, we're looking at again, these are the newer construction homes that are selling right now at that 158. So what's that tell you? New constructions are less than 160 a foot, right? So if your home is not a new construction and you've got it listed for this right here, this 158 or above, you might be overpriced. Take a look at it, okay? A pending, here's our pendings. These are the ones that are actually under contract. They're not sold yet, but they're under contract. Meaning, again, don't worry about this average, but look at this over here, this 152 a square foot. Means that they're negotiating down. Buyers agents are coming in and negotiating down off of the list price to right around that 150 per square foot, like we were talking about. Okay, something to keep in mind. And then you can see here, as far as the median sold, this is across the board. This is over the past month anyway. 13 properties sold with the average price per square foot of 139. There you go. Now, granted, take that with a grain of salt. You may have some homes that are older, dilapidated. Investors are buying them. They're also going into the mix as well. But nonetheless, the average price sold compared to what it was listed for is not 100%. It is lower, so keep that in mind. 13 properties sold last month. Here we are again. We're definitely adding more to the inventory from last month, but we're still lower than the past year. We're still several homes. The market can stand to have more homes hit the market and still be a seller's market. Once we go up to another 10% every month, we're going to get closer to that buyer's market. But right now, we're still in a seller's market. So if you want to hold out and get that premium price, you can, but don't risk a good buyer to buying your house by being a little greedy. Don't do that. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys for this past month, for this quarter. If you have any questions, if you have any info, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you and to give you some insight and give you whatever info you're needing. If you're needing an evaluation for your home, I'm happy to do that. You want a second opinion on if your house is listed, I can't technically help. I wish you, and I hope that everything works out for you on the sale of your home. If you're a buyer and you're needing some representation, you want somebody who's educated in the sales process, negotiating, and just with what's going on in the overall market, and has excellent contacts. I have excellent contacts with lenders, inspectors, appraisers, everybody. Okay, so if you're needing somebody who's going to work for you and have your best interest in mind, give me a call. I'd be happy to help you out and talk to you guys soon. Let me know how I can help.